I want to talk about how to deal with financial stress. There's a lot of discussion in the news at the moment about potential interest rate rises later in the year. And I think it's important to take stock of those comments and look at how those increases might affect you. If you currently have a $600,000 mortgage and rates go up by 1%, you're looking at paying an extra $6,000 a year in additional mortgage repayments. If we are looking at a 3% increase over the next 2 or 3 years, we're looking at paying an extra $18,000 on a $600,000 mortgage. Currently, 31% of all Australians say they suffer from financial stress. And the definition of financial stress is your inability to be able to really make ends meet from week to week. So 31% is a fair size, a fair portion of the entire population. If you then look at the knock-on effect from that, 41% of all Australian couples say they argue about money, and it is cited as one of the top 3 reasons that people ultimately end up divorcing. So if we consider that we are anticipating rises, we are anticipating increases in the amount that we have to find every month, and also that there are so many of us suffering from financial stress, I would like to give you 8 tips to help you reduce your financial stress. And number 1 is to take inventory of everything that you have going on financially. In a lot of cases, when we're suffering from financial stress, what we tend to do, rather than attacking the problem and dealing with it, we often just put our heads in the sand and ignore problems and hope that they will go away. So I'm sure that there are some of you that have received either, bills in the post and they're sitting in a drawer somewhere, or you've received an invoice via email and it's been deleted out of your inbox and you've chosen to ignore it. You can't do that. You cannot run away from your financial commitments. So what you need to do is you need to bite the bullet. You need to be brave. I know it's tough, but you need to pull out all of those expenses, all of those bills that you've been ignoring, and put them out on the table and find out exactly what your financial position is. Write everything down, be very clear about everything that you owe. Step 2 is then to make a budget. And I know it seems difficult and it's painful, and it's probably, you don't consider it much fun. And honestly, in the first couple of months, it's probably not much fun. But you absolutely need a budget and you need to stick to it. And the first 3 months are probably the most difficult, but then after that, you will then actually enjoy having a budget and it'll become so much easier for you to actually stick to. Number 3 is to make sure that you have regular budget meetings. So if you're a couple, make a regular time every month to sit down and go over your budget. How much have we spent on petrol? How much have we spent on entertainment? How much have we spent on subscriptions? All of those categories. Go over your budget together, and that will make you both accountable, or alternately find somebody else that can buddy up with you and can work with you on that budget. But really important to have that monthly regular meeting. Number 4, track your expenses. I can't tell you the number of people that I speak to that have no idea where their salary goes. They have no idea what they actually spend their money on. And you really do need to know that. So make sure that you are going through all of your credit card statements, all of your bank statements, and start pulling out exactly what it is that you spend your money on. And then identify areas that you can potentially cut back on. But unless you know where your money is going, you won't know where you can cut back. Number 5, and this is a really important one if you have financial stress, is to start building yourself an emergency fund. That little emergency fund will give you such a peace of mind. It will help eliminate it and get rid of that mortgage stress. Now, it doesn't need to be a huge amount to start off with. You can just start with $1,000, but that should form a part of your budget. So in your budget, include $100 a week or $100 a month or whatever it is to your emergency fund, and put that aside. And once you've reached that, do not touch it. Do not touch that fund unless it's actually an emergency. Step number 6, and this is a really big one. Once you understand your budget and when you understand where your expenses are, you will then know how much money you have left over every month, and you can start paying down debt. Super important to get debt under control. Always start, when you've got debt to pay off, always start with paying off the debt that has the highest interest rate, whatever that might be. It might be a credit card at 19%. So cut the card up, get rid of it, and then slowly start paying down that debt. And you will be amazed how much you save when you're not paying 19% interest per annum on that particular card. So that's point 6, get rid of debt. Step number 7 is to talk to a financial expert. It's I think one of the most misunderstood ingredients in helping people get debt under control. A financial coach is no different to a personal trainer or a sports person having a coach, or a business person having a mentor. Find yourself a financial coach that can keep you accountable, can keep the emotion out of it, can sit back and look at things objectively. That is what a coach will do for you. And number 8, and to me, this is in many ways the most important thing, is to set yourself a goal. So whilst you're trying to reduce your debt and reduce your stress and get your finances under control, it's also important to have those goals. So what are you wanting to get your finances in control for? What are you going to do once you've done that and it is absolutely achievable? Do I want to take the kids on a holiday to Disneyland? Do I want to buy the Winnebago and travel around Australia? Do I want to be able to put my kids through private school? All of those sorts of things. So what are your goals? And really important to develop that as well. So they're my 8 tips for helping you get your financial stress under control. Thanks very much for listening to me today.